If you've ever been to a farm, you're probably going to seen a tractor plowing the fields, but you might not be aware of the vast and rich history behind these pivotal locomotives. A milestone achievement in the agricultural industry, but people are easy to dismiss them as insignificant vehicles because I guess they're too slow. But behind these mellow machines is an important aspect that played a crucial part in America's development into an agricultural giant. What exactly is the importance of a tractor in the 21st century? And why are they loved by farmers and the agricultural industry alike? And why are billionaires suddenly taking up a keen interest in the agricultural industry? Well, keep watching to find out. If one really has to appreciate the functionality and ease tractors brought to farmers in the 1800s, one must imagine how farming was before the invention of these machines. Back in the olden days, people used to manually plow the land for planting new crops. This was a gruesome and toiling task that literally broke the backs of a lot of manual day laborers. The plow was so despised as a form of torturous and sweaty labor that when the first steam engine hit the scene, scientists and inventors wasted no time in building a steam engine-powered thresher. Richard Trevithick invented the first steam-powered barn engine as a corn threshing device. Awkward, cumbersome, and limited, but it was still a huge hit. And from there, the evolution of the tractor began, from steam engines to gasoline-powered engines that had just around 20 HP, to diesel-powered engines all the way up to electric-powered engines. Modern heavy-duty tractors now have around 120 HP. Some of the most well-known American tractor manufacturers include John Deere, Case IH, and New Holland. These companies produce a variety of different types of tractors, including row crop tractors, utility tractors, and combine harvesters that are specialized tractors for specific agricultural applications. But what makes the tractors useful are the tools attached to them. There are a few different tools that you might commonly see in functional farmlands. One of them is the old-school plow, which is used to basically plow and loosen up the topsoil. There are different versions of the modern plow, each having its own specific uses. A few examples of these plows include the mold-board plow, which cuts up the soil and partially flips it upside down. Other examples include the disc plow, which has multiple uses like breaking, raising, turning, and mixing soil. Most of these plows are manufactured in America. Some well-known manufacturers include the likes of John Deere, Case IH, International Harvester, and Oliver, which is an American company that has been producing agricultural equipment for over a century. Other notable companies include Landau, Sunflower, and White. But the biggest plow currently available in the American market is the 21-bottom plow, which has 21 bottoms, and a hydraulically swinging drawbar that allows the plow to cut between 21 and 40 feet per pass. It is limited manufacturing, and there aren't many left. But is that the biggest plow there is? Nope, we were wrong. The biggest plow is actually a 50-bottom plow. Wow, that's twice the size. Corey Anderson of Andover set a new world record by pulling a 50-bottom plow using his 150 horsepower Case steam-powered tractor at the James Valley Threshing Show in Andover. He did that with a steam engine? And why a 50-bottom plow, you ask? Well, that's basically what Anderson does for fun. He has been progressively breaking his own record, starting in 2018, pulling a 24-bottom plow. And with each year, he breaks his own record by upping the limit to 36, and then to 44, and now 50. The 50-bottom plow spans 60 feet long, Anderson said, which is more than double the 28-foot-wide plow he pulled in 2018. Anderson said the 50-bottom plow will not only be the largest plow a 150 cases pulled, but it's also the largest for a steam engine tractor, he said. That's about as big as you can scale, Anderson said. A 50-bottom plow is a plow that features 50 individual blades that dig into the soil. It also features a series of levers that can control the blades. First, one has to learn how the farming process works. Farming is a complex process that involves various activities and techniques to grow crops and produce food. The process typically involves the following steps. Step 1. Planning. The first step in farming is to plan the crops to be grown, the area of land to be cultivated, and the time of planting. Step 2. Land preparation. The next step is to prepare the land for planting. This involves clearing the land of any debris, rocks, or other obstacles, and leveling the ground to create a smooth surface. The land is then plowed to loosen the soil and create furrows for planting. This is where the tractors come into play. They help till large acres of soil with ease. Step 3. Seeding or planting. After the land is prepared, the seeds or plants are planted in the furrows. Depending on the crop, seeds may be planted directly in the soil or started indoors and then transplanted. There are also other things to look into, for example, the type of soil that is being used for each plant. Sandy soil and clayey soil both have different compositions and are good at growing different crops. Step 4. Fertilization. To ensure healthy plant growth, farmers may add fertilizers to the soil. Fertilizers provide the essential nutrients needed for plants to grow and produce fruits or vegetables. Step 5. Irrigation. Depending on the climate and rainfall, farmers may need to irrigate their crops to ensure they receive enough water. This can be done through the use of sprinklers, drip irrigation, or other methods. Step 6. Pest control. To protect crops from pests and disease, farmers may use various methods such as pesticides, crop rotation, and natural predators. Step 7. Harvesting. Once the crops are mature, they are harvested. This may involve cutting, picking, or uprooting the plants, depending on the crop. This where they use combine harvesters that speed up the process tenfold. And finally, Step 8. Post-harvesting processing. After harvesting, crops may be processed to make them ready for consumption. This may involve washing, drying, sorting, packaging, and transporting the crops to markets or processing facilities. Once the harvesting is done, the farmlands are tilled again and the cycle repeats all year round. But how do they know when to plant each crop? Before we get into that, make sure to subscribe to our channel so don't miss any updates. Now back to the video. Because America has such an advanced agricultural sector and all the work has been mechanized, they have a well-planned system to make sure they get the most out of their farmlands in a year. The U.S. Department of Agriculture has set up a crop cycle that is the standard playbook of every American farmer. Even though farmlands are in crisis, the output has certainly doubled. Most small-scale farmers are slowly getting wiped out by the industrial farmer. I think there's merit in knowing about this business sector, as it has lately pulled a lot of attention from big players like Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, and the character that was played by Christian Bale in the movie Big Short, Michael Burry. Why is it that billionaires are suddenly taking up an interest in farmland of all things? Well, let's find out, shall we? To really understand why big players are taking up an interest in farmlands, you have to look at farmlands from a financial point of view. Land appreciation has been extremely strong over the past 9 months and was even stronger in 2021. We think in 2023 the rate of appreciation may slow, but it will continue to be a strong year for farmland values. Nationwide, farm real estate values went up 12.4% in the last year, 20.3% in the last 2 years. And our anecdotal evidence that we see in the marketplace is that perhaps the upper tiers of farmland values and quality are actually appreciating even at that faster than that. But why are they buying up farms of all things? It seems like there are only a select few people who are investing in farmlands. Well, let's try to understand why they're doing so. One reason is, farmlands are a great investment if you're trying to outlive a black swan event. We live in a very uncertain world right now, and there is nothing better than farmland to protect you from black swans. Farmland values remain stable even despite the dot-com crash of 2000, the great financial crisis of 2008, the pandemic in 2020, and the crash of 2022. Farmland is so incredibly resilient because of a simple reason. People need to eat. It provides the most vital of commodities, food. Whether the economy is booming or collapsing, people need to eat. Another reason is to probably protect their assets from inflation. Farmland is not just an insurance against black swans, it is also a great hedge against inflation, which is particularly important today. Farmlands are a particularly good inflation hedge because food prices quickly adjust to higher inflation, and it then results in higher profits for farmers and higher rents property values for landowners. I think it's safe to say you've learned a lot about tractors, plowing, farming, and how farmlands can be an asset. If you've learned something useful today from watching this video, then please consider liking this video. Hit the subscribe button to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and click on the bell icon to receive a notification whenever we upload a brand new video to our channel. Thank you so much for watching today, and as always, we will see you guys in our next video.